This movie is a nightmare. If you think about it, this is like everyone's worst fear: death, getting old, morality, time. Then you add on the body horror in this film. Woo! And Night Shyamalan coming in hard.
1, 2, 3, 4.
I'm feeling old. Hey everyone, welcome to Mr. T's Film Preach. And if you're a lover of films like I am, and if you learn from films as much as I do, then you are in the right place. Click like down below and subscribe to my channel for more content. Like this video, and I would also love to hear your comments. What did you guys think of the M. Night Shyamalan movie, Old? Are you a fan of his work from the past? What other films of his do you love? Do you maybe hate and aren't, Let's get into it. Today we are talking about the horror, suspense, thriller film, Old. Directed and written by M. Night Shyamalan from other films like Signs, The Sixth Sense, and my personal favorite, Unbreakable.
They called me Mr. Glass.
He is a great director, usually. He is a fantastic storyteller, usually. And he has such an interesting eye and for character, maybe not the greatest dialogue.
So, are you the Avatar Ong?
But I always come entertained out of his films. Even if I didn't enjoy them, they're always, different and they're interesting. So I really appreciate M. Night Shyamalan as a director. This film is about a struggling family that goes on vacation and they go to this secretive beach where it is beautiful and amazing, but then they start to sense and see them and some other people there that some things aren't maybe going so well.
Body has decomposed.
How quickly can that happen?
7 years.
But she just died.
Wait, where are the kids? Have you seen my children?
Mom? I'm right here.
They begin to age quickly in certain regards, and soon we find that these characters are literally in a race against time, and that time is the enemy here in this beach, and they are trapped and they can't get out. That is the simple premise.
I feel like I'm taking crazy pills!
And I think that's what's really interesting about this film is that M. Night Shyamalan took a simple premise of just setting a movie basically entirely on a beach, setting different moments with our characters, and seeing how they react to age time and how fast they are rapidly aging and that they can't escape it. I was really intrigued, was sucked in from the beginning. I was always like, what's gonna happen next? How are they gonna get out of this? Where's this movie going? Building that anticipation, that suspense. And I felt like he did a good job of doing that. His characters are relatable, you're empathetic, you see like all their different struggles. And even as you're trying to piece the film together of where certain people are coming from, he does a good job of not giving us too much, but just enough that we can piece some things together until later on in the film where he's just like, and here it all is.
God, I hate that!
Just writes really interesting stories. And if you go back and watch maybe other films that you might not love, like The Village, at least he's trying different things. At least he's putting out original scripts and original ideas. But we won't even talk about The Last Airbender. So I'm going into this movie with all this expectation. And did he live up to it? A little bit. In some ways he did. Yes, the actors, the performances are really great, especially from Anya Taylor-Joy. No.
You suck, you jackass.
Especially from Thomasin McKenzie. They are in a movie coming out soon, The Last Night in Soho, Edgar Wright, which I can't wait for, so I keep messing them up. And Alex Wolff, they were fantastic in this film. They did a really good job of playing young kids, but as like teenagers and young adults. I thought their performances were awesome. Add in suspense and thriller and horror stuff. The horror isn't what you think it is. It's not, the scare moments aren't coming from some supernatural force. It's really from these people reacting to aging, to getting old rapidly. And how that affects them physically, mentally, and how that impacts other characters in the story. And kind of like a bottle episode.
I'm doing a bottle episode.
in one location with these characters experiencing this traumatic event. There are some things that they push the boundary of, specifically with a young woman and a young man and the consequences that come from that. And I'm not really spoiling anything here because you can see it in the trailers that this time clock is really ticking fast and they don't really have that much time. So it's an interesting look on morality and death, and he did it in an interesting way, maybe not the best way, but I thought was really intriguing and an exciting thrill ride at the same time. Let's talk about some of the things in this film that I was like, what? You know, there's going to be some sort of turn in the film, something that's revealed that you're like, whoa, that is crazy.
I'm not crazy. You're crazy.
So you know there's something coming. You know that there is going to be something that's revealed. A few times where he lets the clues shine in a little too much, and if you pay attention, you'll catch it. There's just a quick glimpse of a gleam of sunlight off of something, and you're like, oh. My short response to that long response is I kind of saw the twist coming, so when it was revealed, I was like, yeah, cool. It was a little underwhelming. Even if I hadn't pieced it together, I think I would have been a little let down. It wasn't that shocking in the end. Give us enough information at certain parts and then gave us too much information in other parts. It made the film a little bit unbalanced, and at parts it was really intriguing, and then it would slow down and kind of have these lulls there. If I wanted a more tonally consistent film, it should have ended about 5 to 10 minutes earlier than what it did. And that added just kind of another layer of, oh man, where it feels like it's dragging, even though it's not that long of a movie, but it just kept going. It just a little bit of editing would have made the film crisper, but just getting rid of a couple lines of dialogue here and there that wasn't necessary. And I just think a little bit of trimming with the editing would have really done this movie wonders. It's not a masterpiece of a horror film, but I also wasn't really let down. I know a lot of people are like, oh, this was so disappointing, it was boring, it was this. I didn't catch that. I actually had a good time, and maybe some of his most grotesque horror that he has in any of his other films. But overall, it is a fun ride if you come in with a blank mind and just go in, leave it at that, and just see what happens. You'll enjoy it. I'm gonna go ahead and give M. Night Shyamalan's Old a B. What did you guys think of this film? Were you let down? Were you highly anticipated and it was just kind of a shot to the gut? What did you guys think? I would love to hear your thoughts and comments down below. And while you're down there, click like and subscribe for more content to my channel. I can't wait to hear your guys' thoughts. Thank you so much for joining me today on Mr. Teach Film Preach. Check out my 2021 film reviews that I've done so far, F9 and also Black Widow. Have a great day, everyone. Stay focused, stay awesome, and as always, let's get taught.